What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with No Days Off DFS here to bring you guys a quick breakdown for this 5-game slate. I'm going to just give you guys some of my thoughts for today's slate real quick, especially after last night coming off of another banger where we got another takedown for the week. Finish out the week pretty strong over here. Very good line that I had. I'll go over that and break that down in a second for you guys. But if you guys are new here, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content I do drop over here on the channel. And drop a like on this video if this video or any of my other videos help you guys win some money. I know it's been pretty spotty for myself in regards to my uploads and stuff, but I still have been consistently posting my stuff over here on the Patreon for you guys. As you guys know, your boy's been sick on and off for the last couple of days, and the last couple of days I could not get and be able to record. Just was not happening, but I was still able to go ahead and put out my content. As you guys can see, prop plays going ahead, they're killing it. The core, boom, murdered last night. Again, you're not only just getting my stuff, but you are getting my boy BK. He's also posting over his stuff over here as well, and definitely we're killing it. We're killing it. We are killing it over here right now. Definitely some good stuff. So if you guys are looking for that, the link for this is down in the description below as well. Only $5. Promise you will make that back as well over there with us. Real quick, going over my core. Chris Paul, no Wemby, like the upside for him. Jalen Green, no Şengün. Was honestly between him and Malik Monk due to my my OKC stack. I thought about playing Malik Monk, but instead went with Jalen Green once Şengün's ruled out. Figured that the upside should have been there for him, and honestly it should have been, but a pretty poor shooting night for him out there. And Brooklyn just got some dogs out there on their team. Christian Braun, career night for him. He freaking killed it. Got lucky that Nasri was very highly owned, of course, and then he just had a complete poop of a night. Didn't do anything in the second half. The Joker, Charlotte, they kept the game close enough, and he was, of course, my big step payoff, and he just murdered the other night. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, you couldn't have went wrong with playing either Nikhil or Rob Dillingham. Both those guys that went out there, they had a great game, but of course, typically for me, I will go with the starter versus who's playing off the bench. Wiggins. Once it was announced that he was started, I love the pace, love the matchup, love everything for him here in the spot. And then just the cheap value that he was, he definitely let me fit quite a bit in regards to my line, in regards to getting up to one of the guards over there from the Miami and San Antonio game and everything that I wanted. And just was a piece that could fit into the forward spot for me as well. I know in my original core, I had Bam Adebayo, which if you played my original core as well, you did not do wrong. If your feelings were just spot on perfect, if you still played Wiggins as one of your feelings over here, you still could have played Chris Paul at the point guard position if you decided to go that route right there. And then I think Hartenstein could have fit in as your center spot, or if you would have played Rob Dillingham, something like that at the guard spot, you still would have had a good night over here with this score, because all four of these players right here, they all were fire as well. All had pretty much ceiling games on the night. So definitely, all in all, was a pretty great night over here for that. What's crazy is that I woke up in the middle of the night and was like, oh, let me look, see how my stuff did. And before I can even get to go look and see how my stuff did, this is what I see staring directly back at me. The fact that the Lakers and the Dallas fucking Mavericks traded Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis. They did a swap, and I am floored, confused, just completely lost. I mean, if you really feel like Doncic is not what you I honestly, it's hard and crazy to even try to say it out your mouth that Doncic is not what you want to build your team around. Doncic is not a winning player. Doncic is 25 years old, and you traded him for 30-something-year-old Anthony Davis who can't stay healthy himself. Like that's just like I see the move and I get it what the Mavs did in regards to anchoring their defense with Anthony Davis, because now you got AD, he can play the 4. He's been saying he wants to play the 4. He's not going to play the 5. I definitely do think that's still Lively, that's still Gafford, but you have a rotational piece, and of course, most games I'm very sure Anthony Davis is going to finish the game as the 5. Like that's just you put out your best lineup, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, whoever they want to start at that small forward spot, whether or not if it is Klay Thompson, Quentin Grimes, or something like that, and then of course you got Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyrie Irving. You've seen it, you know time and time again, you guys can win without Luka. We know that, we get that, but still, Luka Doncic being traded, and I think really the true messed up part is you messed up his money, because now Luka is not eligible for that Supermax. The Supermax. That's crazy to me. That's bonkers. But him being a Laker, never would imagine that. Of course, now you kind of have, not even kind of, you have your star that you hopefully can get him to sign and build around, because me and my boy Jay, we was talking about this a little bit earlier. But if Luke is able to, decide, no, I don't want to play for the Lakers, I want to leave, and he decides that he wants to go play with his buddy up there in Denver, how much they talk about it. That would be crazy that the Lakers pulled off this quote unquote robbery in regards to getting Luka Doncic, but then they don't even get to secure him and have him playing there for the long run. Just wow. I'm going to leave on this note, but when Luka matches up with the Mavs, which I believe is February 25th, if I'm not mistaken, as long as he's back and he's playing, the get back going to be real. We've seen what this dude does whenever he faces going up against D-Book in the Phoenix Sun. We've seen what he's done going up against the Clippers whenever he plays versus them. This dude holds grudges, and he's going to hold a grudge in this matchup. He's going to, like there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. He is going to in that spot, and it's going to be fireworks. I believe it 110%. It's going to be crazy, and I'm all here for it. I got my bucket of popcorn, and I'm ready to watch it, and I'm ready to eat that shit. But all right, let's go. Let's get into the breakdown for today. Real quick, gonna go over the injury report that we got over here for everything. Chicago Bulls, Zach LaVine, he's still out. Main one that we're gonna worry about because he's expecting the baby with his girl. Detroit, nothing to report for them. Dallas, do need to know if Kyrie is going to be playing today, if PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. And I don't believe that any of that has to do with anything for trades and stuff like that. They're just legitimate game time decisions. Nothing that we got to worry about over here for Cleveland. They're good to go. For the Clippers, they're going to be without Norman Powell today. Kawhi Leonard, we've seen a bump up in his minutes, which is pretty good. Really good to actually see that for them. Over here on Toronto's side, Davion Mitchell, he is doubtful to play. Iman Quick was back, only played about 15 minutes in that last game. So a very tight minute limit over there for him as well. Boston Celtics, Peyton Pritchard, that's it. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, some way we get somebody resting or something from Boston. I mean, they're going up against Philly, but if we don't, that's not bad. Do need to know if Andre Drummond is going to be in or out. Even if he is in or if he's out, doesn't matter to me. KP has a good matchup either way versus whoever they start at the center spot over here. Honestly, everybody over here in Boston, not bad spots for them. As long as Philly can keep it close, which they've been showing, they got some dogs out there. They can keep games pretty close. Memphis, they are going to be without John Morant. He's doubtful to play, so we will get point Luke Cornett, which of course you guys already know. That's value right there that we can take. Milwaukee Bucks, no news to really report on over there for them, so everything's good to go. Gravy over there for that. Head on over to DraftKings site. I play the most on site. If you guys don't got an account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys get that deposit match bonus. Enjoying your boy over here on the King. So I'm going to do this a little bit different right here. I'm not going to go game by game, breakdown, so on and so forth. Instead, I'm going to give you guys real quick my top value plays and stuff that I see just because it is so close to lock for us. And with this first game starting at 3, then we got the 2 3:30 games. It's going to be back to back, boom, boom. And then you got some time to wait for the later games where we will get some later news. That Dallas game, hopefully that news does break right here for us in that game, because I do want to know what's going on with the Kyrie, Gafford, and PJ Washington, because if they're going to be out, which granted he just came off a game on Friday, it's just questionable for his shoulder. I would imagine and I would hope that Kyrie is actually back. Good spot, of course, going up against his former team in the Cleveland Cavaliers. We know he's not too bad whenever he does play against them. Cleveland, one of the top teams out there in the league. He is questionable for Sunday due to his ankle. A pretty good game on Friday. Definitely want to pay attention, because if Gafford is in, I do like the upside for him as possible pay up option going up against Cleveland, because we do know they are going to need him. You need bigs playing against Cleveland, just with how big they are. They play themselves, and just what the dude's been going out there doing since starting, and of course, getting the minutes out there, 48, 42, 50, 43. Definitely another double spot for him out there. Not scared of him going up against Jared Allen. As long as he keeps himself out of foul trouble, this is also another one spot, so we can see another high block game for him as well. If Gafford is in, I would take him for the double and at least 2 blocks as a possible prop play that you can go to and that you can play on today. I really do like as a possible upside. But and then PJ Washington, of course, we do need to know. I really just feel like these are just tags that we're just seeing on them, and that everybody should be good to go into play. If they are in, Kyrie, like him as a pay up option on today. Gafford, like him as definitely a piece to get from this side if I can't get up to the Kyrie Irving. And then PJ Washington, he's there, don't mind him, but not really someone I feel like I have to force or focus on getting to. Now, some of the value pieces that I do feel like we're going to build around on today, of course, Luke Kennard, he's going to be one of your top pieces that you want to build around, just simply for the fact of he's starting for Ja. We've seen this time and time again. He's going to go out there, he's going to play the minutes. 33 minutes last time that John missed going up against Houston. 30 points, 25 fantasy points, 22 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, and a block. We know he can't go ahead and dish the rock, but he's also going to be a high shooter from 3. And how do you beat the Milwaukee Bucks? You go ahead and you bury them, you shoot them out from 3. Ladder's threes. That would be another play that I would be able to go out there and take for Luke Kennard, and we already know the upside is going to be there for him in that regards. Outside of that, dude has been playing very well, and one of the spots that you go ahead and you attack them is inside the paint at that spot, averaging a double-double in his last several games versus the Chicago Bulls. Jalen Duren, definitely a building block and a piece that I want to get to. Over his last several games, 30 minutes, 44 fantasy points, 31 minutes versus Indy, 33 fantasy points, 28 versus Cleveland. Like I said in that game, Gafford versus Cleveland, 28 minutes, 41.5 fantasy points. So the upside definitely is going to be there for him. And like I said, the last time that he did play versus the Bulls, which was earlier this season, he dropped 52 fantasy points in that game. I'm not going to say he's going to go out there and repeat and drop that again, but they are on the front end of a back-to-back. Hopefully they go out there and he plays at least his, 25, 28, 30 minutes right there for us and gives us more than a fantasy point per minute like what he has been doing. So I do love the upside for Duren here, and definitely will be another building piece for me right there at that option. And then the last value piece ish that I do see that I kind of want to build around and possibly get to, it's going to be someone from this Los Angeles Clippers side. Now, I do have interest in Kawhi Leonard, 6,700, and he's putting up some pretty great fantasy point numbers. Definitely don't mind getting up there to him. I would pay up for Harden, but 9-1. I have Tatum on the slate, who's in a pretty good spot versus Philly. I have, of course, Donovan Mitchell, Kyrie Irving, Cade Cunningham, and all those other pieces. I don't feel like I have to get up there to Harden when I can't get a discount right here at Norman Powell, or just because there are going to be a couple more shots going around for him here today in this spot. I don't mind taking a stab at Derrick Jones Jr. at 4,200. That's another one I can see myself getting to. Playing pretty well over these last stretch of games, 30, 21, 26, 9.25 versus Milwaukee. Okay, down game right there. And then 36.5 fantasy points versus Washington. So I do see him as a pretty good value piece, 4,200. Don't mind going ahead and getting there. Definitely something I could take right there for myself. Now, outside of that, this is what we're going to have to make decisions on. What studs are we going to want to pay up for? Am I paying up for my guys over here in Boston, who I don't mind? You guys know Jaylen Brown, typically when he's below 8K, I like playing him. Tatum, 9.6. I think that's a pretty fair price for him. I don't mind getting up to him. Definitely coming off a pretty good game, 52.5 fantasy first versus the Pelican, hit that game winner. Maybe we can get back-to-back really great games from Tatum. I would love that from him. KP, 7K. KP is definitely one that I love going back to. Again, playing very well, looking very good over his last several games. The block upside, that should be there for him here in this matchup as well, especially not having to deal with any stretch bigs. But he's pretty consistent out there, especially shooting-wise, getting his threes to knock down. One play that I've been taking continuously for him has been 15 points, 2 threes. That's one that you can run right there. And if you actually want a slip that you can run on today, it would be Detroit money line, or you could take the spread 5.5. I like that for them right there. Cleveland money line, of course, you could definitely take that. Or if you don't want to play the money line for that one right there, you can go ahead and run Jared Allen for 8 rebounds and Darius Garland for 6 assists. I would take that. Over here in this Toronto and Los Angeles Clippers game, I take Zubac for a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 12 points would be one. And over here in this Boston game, that's where I would take my Kristaps Porzingis, 15 points and 2 threes. And then last but not least, this Milwaukee and Memphis. I got Milwaukee money line coming out here to tie it up. That's how I will run a pretty good parlay for the whole slate. And I do like, so if you guys want to follow on with that, definitely run that right there. That's possible play that you can take. But outside of that, getting back to it, we got to make a decision. Are we playing for Tatum, or am I going to go ahead and take Giannis at 11-7, coming off a stinker, not necessarily a stinker, but just a pretty bad loss versus San Antonio Spurs, 64 fantasy points, looking very good out there. Don't mind getting to him. This is, quote unquote, on paper, a bad matchup for him versus Memphis, who does guard the power forward position pretty well in their own right. But I wouldn't mind getting up to Giannis. Dame, 8-8, been playing pretty well over his last several games. I can see myself getting over there to him, as well as a possible spend-up option that we can get to on the slate. And then just Tyrese Maxey. We know one way to stay in the games with Boston, shooters, they shoot. Maxey, he would be one that I would consider. But making that decision now on which stud you want to go with, that's where you want to go to. And honestly, I just called out the studs that I actually do like on today's slate right there. Outside of that, really nothing really else that I feel like got to give direction in regards for today's slate. If you guys got any questions, talk to me down in the comment section. I'll let you guys know what's up. Good luck to everybody. It's Sunday. Be careful. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. Sunday NBA is some of the wildest NBA that we've seen. And if you guys think that the Lakers are done or the Mavs are done with moves that they made today, this was only the first domino. Peace.